we are back on YouTube. Welcome to 2021, people. I bet you're expecting more of the same this year, man. 2020 part 2. Well, shit. Just preparing that morning coffee, man. If you're still having coffee from a kettle, then I don't know what to say to you, man. I can't trust you, basically. That just, oh man. Gotta get off the Italian high horse here. But get yourself an Italian coffee machine. Because I'm sure the quality of your life is just gonna go up a lot. So I'll touch on what's been going on in a bit. So welcome back to the vlog. I thought it was about time to give an update on what's been going on basically in the last 4 months. I don't think I've picked up the camera since September, which was the last vlog, finding the next gear, which is me basically enjoying the summer here in Rome, the weather, heading to the beach, going to Abruzzo to see my cousin, among other things. I mean, back then life was good. I was finishing up writing my PhD thesis and still training, gyms were open. And I guess then we had a crash in October where everything closed down again because a spike of COVID cases basically. And then since then we've had pretty much restrictions here since the middle of October till now. Now today is 1st of February actually, so about 3.5 months of closures we've had here. They basically divide up Italy into different zones like yellow, orange, red, kind of like a tier 1, 2, 3 in the UK, whereby we have bars and restaurants open till 6 in the yellow regions, most shops open, schools, unis open, but anything interesting like cinemas, museums, gyms, swimming pools are all closed in all the zones. So we've had gyms closed for 3.5 months here, which hasn't been great, I have to say, but it's been a bit better. I've been far more consistent this time around, training every body part twice per week, hitting dips and pull-ups twice per week. So instead of what happened to me last time in Germany when my weight ballooned up, I went up to like 89 kilos, which is the heaviest I've ever been. I'm 6 foot, which is about 1 meter 84, 184 centimeters. This time I've gone the opposite. I've gone down to about 83. Man, I've been eating around maintenance. Some days I eat more, some days I eat less, but I guess I've been fairly active, getting around 10,000 to 15,000 steps. Some days like 20,000. But yeah, that's been the situation. I mean, the reason why we've not been so active with Aviate, for me personally, is because I've been writing my PhD thesis, so I have to finish that up. I had a deadline at the end of November, as I had a 2-month extension due to the pandemic. So that was my focus in the last months, finishing that. And then of course I had to defend my thesis, which I did my first defense 3 weeks ago now, and I've got my next one in a week's time. So my energy has been focused on that, finishing up the research I've been doing here. If you don't know, I'm doing a PhD in chemistry here, computational chemistry specifically. So I've been finishing that work here, just at the same time doing a few other side jobs for other collaborators I've met during the course of my PhD, and at the same time applying for jobs because I've been planning for that next part of my life, what next for me. So a lot of energy has gone into that, so it hasn't been great to vlog. Yes, I could have vlogged, but with most things closed, travel closed, not really much exciting to do. We can't leave the region. I can't go to other Italian cities, other beaches, other cool spots there are to visit, so it's been fairly limited on the content front. And I feel like home workouts have been overly done, so there's no point showing more home workouts and things to do at home. So it will just be my day-to-day. So the things that I can show you is a bit of how I'm training right now, how I've set that up. I have 3 different resistance bands actually right now. So 3 varying weights. So one that's like a light one, a medium and a heavy one. So I've got, I'm covered from about 7 to 54 kilos, which is good. and I bought 2 adjustable dumbbells which are 10 kg each, or I can shift all the plates on one dumbbell, so I can make that 17 kilos, which is better than nothing. So that's helped in terms of training. But yeah, I feel like in your life you go through periods where you have to focus on other things. Your energy is needed in other areas, so that's why I personally haven't been active with AVA in terms of posting Instagram content, making videos, etc. Still something that I really want to do, as well as Vin. Yeah, I mean, plus the global situation isn't the best. 1 second, I'm gonna go get a coffee. Don't know how the lighting is, but I'm gonna pour that thing. Yes. That's the liquid gold right there. So where was I? Yeah, so that's what's been happening the last 4 months, I'd say. And today we're at the 1st of February, so have my final PhD defense in a week's time. After that, it's game over, man. 3.5 years in Rome have flown by, and it's time for the next steps, which, well, what's happening next and where I'm going next will be revealed in the next video, or at some point in this video, or it's in the title, thumbnail, it's gonna be somewhere. I don't know what the video plan is, just pick up the camera and document. I mean, in terms of like content, rather than thinking of what content I'm gonna make, I'm just thinking more to document this year, document my life basically, and just vlog more of what I'm doing, my work, trading, etc. In terms of training, yeah, obviously with limited equipment, it's been pretty shit. I mean, not really making much progression. Stayed fairly lean and maintained a decent amount of muscle, but if you're an intermediate to advanced lifter, it's very tough if you haven't got enough, like, the equipment you need. If you're not hitting compound movements, it's very tough to make any progress, no matter, there's only so many push-ups you can do. You don't want your workout to end up being these 150 rep push-up challenges and burpees, etc. So yeah, still waiting on the gyms to reopen. The current ban is till the 5th of March, which would have the gyms closed about 4.5 months here. I mean, we've had restrictions with no respite here. It's been nuts. So I don't know whether I'll be here for when it reopens. I don't know if I'll ever train in a gym. If I ever train in the gym in Rome again this year, I don't know. So all I know is that I'm gonna have a big reset. I mean, after having maybe, it could be 4 months, it could be 6 months off training in the gym, I'm gonna have to really take it easy to get back to any respectable lifting standards, let's say. But I also do want to shift my focus in training to performance, so I don't know how long I'm gonna stick to this, let's say, bodybuilder training style. Not that I have any urges to compete, but I mean, that's just the way it is. So it hasn't been great. I haven't had any real drive or motivation to pick up the camera, make content, do anything of that, do any of those kind of things, man. It's just been very low, the motivation. On a positive note, I'll show you some of the foods I've picked up, because I've never actually shown what I eat. I've had people ask me, what do you eat? Are you vegan? Why are you eating less meat and fish in your diet? So I'll show you the types of foods I eat. It's gonna be absolutely shocking. So I'll show you what we have here. These are my current dietary essentials. So I'll go through one by one and show you what I've got. Of course, we have the kings of protein, chicken breast. I mean, the fat to protein ratio, we know it's some of the best per 100 grams. High protein, low fat, equal low calories. Turkey, even better. Very good amino acid profile, so I do recommend eating turkey. Just make sure you season it well, use some sauces on it. Tofu, also all natural. I mean, tofu is great because it basically tastes how you want. Eating it plainly, I don't advise. What I would recommend is add soy sauce, ketchup, barbecue sauce, salt, pepper, whatever kind of sauces you like to it, and there you go. You have an all-natural option, especially if you don't eat meat or fish. It's a great option. Of course, being half Italian, pasta is always an essential. So to get carbs in, I really like eating pasta. terms of vegetables, we've got that asparagus. Of course, you can get them fresh, not in a jar is even better, but these do taste great and they are biological and natural. So one of the things I've really been eating a lot recently is low-fat yogurt, because I can just add any spread I want to it and make my own dessert. I've been eating a lot of these biological chocolate spreads. This is a hazelnut spread. I can tell you right now, Nutella can sit down because this is just far better. And if you're not in Italy, I'm just sorry that you can't find it. Also, make sure you get your vegetables in. Broccoli, of course, supersetted with zucchini has been my vegetables of choice for the last like 2 months, or probably since the start of the year. I've been eating a lot of zucchini and broccoli together. Of course, rice cakes. If you're cutting or you're watching your calories, basically, they're a great snack because you can put whatever you want on it, from chocolate spreads, peanut butter, cheeses, etc., and it's very low calorie. I don't really eat them much, but protein bars, I finally found a decent protein bar which has a good amount of protein, doesn't cost so much, and is natural. It has 33% protein, no very low saturated fats and very low sugar. So it took me a while, but I finally found it. Last but not least, the recent king for me has been these, which is egg whites. I mean, I really struggled to find these for so long, and I finally found them, which are really good. They're like no additives, no conservatives, antibiotic free, and of course very, very high protein, super low calorie. So they are perfect protein source. Probably my favorite protein source right now is those. I buy them every week, and also they're cheap, so I would definitely recommend egg whites 100%. These are some of my dietary staples. So I'll show you some of what I cook up later for my first meal of the day. I should probably also say that personally I don't really eat breakfast much. Recently I've probably been eating more breakfast just because it's been fairly cold here in Rome, but I do what is called intermittent fasting, which many of you have probably heard of. It has no magical healing properties, it doesn't cure you of COVID, but essentially what it is, when you wake up you push the first meal of the day back a couple hours. Some people push their first meal back 4 hours, some 6, some 8, some have strict eating windows. Personally, what I like to do when I wake up is just drink water. I'll drink like 3 glasses of water because the body wakes up fairly dehydrated. So when you have that rumble in your stomach in the morning, it's not actually for food, it's for water. Yeah, fight me on it. I think breakfast is an agenda from Kellogg's. Go read up on it. All the early research funded on breakfast was to make sure that cornflakes flies off the freaking shelf. So basically I do that, I just drink water. I'll have maybe 1 to 2 liters first thing in the morning or over several hours. Then I'll have a black coffee, 1 or 2 black coffees, and then by lunchtime, 12, 1, 2, sometimes 3, depending, then I'll have my first meal of the day. So I do IF for anywhere between 4 to 6 hours. I usually wake up at 7 AM, sometimes 6, and I might not have my first meal till like 12, 1, 2, 3. Obviously, as I always say to people, do what works for you. That's what's going to keep you consistent over time. So if you struggle to do fasting, then maybe it's fine to have breakfast. I mean, I would recommend to have a high protein and higher fat breakfast, which tends to keep you fuller over time. But yeah, that's basically what I do. So right now it's 11:53 here, and I haven't eaten anything yet. I've just had maybe 4 or 5 glasses of water and 2 coffees. So I have a meal later. I need to go out and buy a few things, do a few errands. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace. It's about 254. Call it 250. So that's the first meal of the day. Not really a meal, just I'm getting pretty hungry now. Not sure what time it is, probably 1-ish. Just come back from some errands, so I'm gonna have a glass of Aviate milk and that protein bar, which is this one right here, if it will focus. And time to get on with some work. Oh man, time to get on with some work. I don't know why the autofocus ain't working great. To be fair, I haven't used a camera in such a long time and my vlogging skills are probably pretty shit. So is my editing, so apologies in advance. Zucchini, broccoli that I showed you earlier, tofu, egg whites. We got that spicy barbecue. If it wants to focus. Does not want to focus on the fucking barbecue. Oh well. So we have the finished article, man. That is it. Tofu, egg whites, vegetables, all mixed in. One bowl of doom coming in about 350 calories, which is pretty great. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it tastes amazing. You have got salt in there, paprika, spicy barbecue sauce, so cannot go wrong. Gonna add 2 slices of bread to bulk this up. The man himself. He wants to be Solutions. He doesn't want to be a master of gymnastics. He just wants to.
I just want to be half decent.
Be a calisthenics whore.
Yeah, I literally just want a party trick. That's it. I'm a scumbag. I'm only concerned with women. That's it.
Basically, aesthetics to get women is
absolutely,
the plan.
100%. Be a shallow guy.
Luxury, chitty ching ching, could buy anything, got that. Color green, 3 degrees low, make it hot for me. Drop that. Damn, yeah, kick shoes, stop this, yeah, with the shit. Hey, damn, with the shit. Yeah, this, down with the shit. Smoke this, drink this, straight to my level. Watch this, no tick. Yeah, I'm the nigga, game rap, X-Miss, smoke shots, I deliver faded.
The finale. I'm about to defend my PhD this morning. Yeah, man, this is it. We fucking made it. We're at the end of the road, man. After 3.5 years, this is it. See you on the other side, peeps. Implement in disciplines such as medicinal chemistry, the polymer sciences, and all the way to electrochemistry. Here we have some of the typical cationic and anionic ions which can be combined to form different ionic liquids. The first factor being the cost of such materials. Ionic liquids need to be commercially feasible before they can be implemented on an industrial scale. Most industries currently rely on economies of scale to drive down the production of such materials and to implement them. Another factor for ionic liquids is the performance of the cationic prototypes that could promote protomobility. Other variants could be studied further. Also, the selenium ionic liquids should also be investigated due to the fact that they are now being used as CO2 sorbents, particularly the reaction mechanism of the amino group with CO2 and understanding the reaction products of these mechanisms.
You must remember waking up in Paris with the gun. You must remember fucking me like anytime you want.